is more than a relationship status on Facebook. It's likely how we've all described our love lives at one point or another. Dating is about learning what we want, and learning comes with making mistakes that result in complications, fights, and even breakups. As long as you don't make it again, a mistake can be a huge learning experience and opportunity for growth. However, many of us make the same mistakes over and over again, resulting in bad dating cycles and an inability to achieve our happiest possible relationship. To break out of the cycle, here are 10 relationship mistakes we've all made at one point or another, and what to do instead. 1. Focusing more on what's wrong rather than what's right. The fundamental truth in life is that humans tend to find what they look for in their world. Some people are convinced we're on the path to immediate ruin, while others believe we're living in the most exciting time to be alive in history. Both opinions can point to outstanding arguments to support their premise. But how can they both be right when they live in the same world? We do this because humans have an ability to live in a world of their own making, simply by choosing where we focus. This is also how you can keep your love alive and vibrant at the same time. You can focus on what a lazy, forgetful, good-for-nothing partner you have, or you can see them as a wonderful and loving partner who occasionally overlooks a request when they are distracted. 2. Preferring to be right than to be happily in love. As long as we're talking about how to respond proactively when things go wrong, let's just acknowledge that there will inevitably be times when your partner falls short, makes a mistake, or just blows it. Even though it may seem justified at the moment, choosing a righteous response will only damage trust and create lingering resentment. Plus, it will teach them to stonewall, deny, and argue, rather than simply apologize and admit a mistake in the future. It's critical and really smart to condition the behavior you want to see by using rewards and not punishment if you want a relationship that lasts. Take the high road and give your partner the benefit of the doubt, especially if they don't expect or feel they deserve it. It really builds up appreciation, goodwill, and a desire to do even better to please you next time. Whenever possible, give people a graceful way to save face when they screw up. Have the humility to apologize quickly if you're the one who screws up. Both habits will go a very long way to creating and sustaining the love you deserve. 3. Taking things personally and making it all about you. Human beings will usually try to meet their perceived needs, even if it occasionally means violating their values in some way. The truth is, it often has very little to do with anyone else, because someone else's needs simply aren't as critical as your own needs. That makes sense, doesn't it? That's why it's a huge waste of time and energy to demonize a partner's actions and make them about you. Choose to empathize with their needs instead. What better way to demonstrate maturity and your own value than by acknowledging that your partner has needs that also deserve to be met? Do your best to be the one who can help them meet them better than anyone else. When you take things personally and get your feelings hurt too easily, it closes off communication, makes problem-solving nearly impossible, and leaves you both at risk. Instead, be open to hearing what your partner wants and needs. Look for the common ground instead of the insult. 4. Not creating a safe space for your partner to speak openly and just be. I know many of these items seem to overlap, and that's because they do cross over into one another. Bad habits and poor strategies that don't work are a slippery slope to ruin. People have a need to be seen, heard, acknowledged, and appreciated just as they are. They don't want to be judged, manipulated, or treated as if they're wrong and broken. Sometimes, people may think they need or want things that might be real deal breakers for other people. But what they really needed all along was just the acceptance that came with simply hearing them out and not making them wrong. The key to remember is that as soon as you judge someone else, you lose all ability to influence them. If you can accept people where they are and give them more unconditional love than they've ever felt in their lives, that's the secret to an undying love. 5. Putting other people or things ahead of your relationship. What you fail to celebrate will eventually deteriorate. A relationship, like all living things, needs nurturing, care, and ongoing nourishment if you want it to not only survive, but thrive. Too often, we get hypnotized by random, unfinished business, never-ending demands, and the shiny objects of a 24/7 media world. The key here is instituting rituals, because good intentions pave the way to breakups, or even worse, divorce court. If you value what you have, institute a regular date night ritual or a bedtime ritual, like a nightly gratitude check-in or just couples time. This is not a time to vent or complain. It's a time to connect, wind down, and fill one another up for the next day. If that seems too overwhelming to do on a daily basis, just try it once for a week or a month. The idea is to build a habit and muscle. You don't get in great shape by going to a gym once. It's the culmination of many trips that gives you the results you want. 6. Not knowing or fulfilling one another's love language. If you knew exactly how to delight your partner over and over again and make them feel more loved, understood, and appreciated than they've ever felt in their whole life, would you do it? Of course you would. I can't tell you how many times I hear couples in crisis angrily claim, "I've done everything." But the truth is, if they did the right thing, they wouldn't be in crisis, would they? Honestly, this is a total game changer. If you can learn more about the 5 love languages and which ones resonate with you and your partner most, you can forget worrying about a breakup. 7. Expecting your partner to think and act exactly as you do. Do you know the root cause of nearly every argument between a couple in a relationship? It's about some sort of discrepancy between their individual values, beliefs, habits, or expectations. That's it. In order to be successful long-term, it's important to be on similar pages regarding some of life's most important topics. It's also worth remembering that a relationship is between 2 individuals. Give your partner room to have their own opinions and views without trying to change them or manipulate them to your way of thinking. Effective partnership is really about voluntarily becoming a team because you recognize that together, you are better than the sum of your parts. When it comes to reconciling your differences, you really only have 3 good choices. You can either celebrate them, mitigate them, or obliterate them. Which one would you prefer? 8. Losing polarity and allowing attraction to totally fizzle out. I could give you a whole science lesson on magnetic attraction, or polarity, but let me just bottom line it for you. 2 energies that are polar opposites create attraction and stick together effortlessly. 2 energies that are the same repel one another. In this case, the energies to which I refer are masculine and feminine. It's not about gender, it's about energy. Masculine energy is characterized by many attributes, including things like strength, steadiness, logic, and a desire to protect. Feminine energy is characterized by traits like flow, flexibility, emotion, and a desire to nurture. When partners are living in their core energy, they attract naturally, but under pressure, they lose their way and take on opposite attributes. When polarity is gone, masculine partners are seen as weak, indecisive, emotional, and ineffective. By the same token, feminine partners slip into behaviors that are seen as hardened, inflexible, emotionless, and uncaring. The solution is 2 people finding the strength and resolve to recapture what they once had, protect it and nurture it, build it back to where it's stronger than ever, and to withstand whatever comes its way. 9. Being inauthentic or losing respect for one another. As long as we're talking about opposites here, there are essentially 2 states when it comes to living in true, complete, and radical authenticity. You are either living fully expressed, completely repressed, or somewhere in between. People who are fully expressed and are well along on the path to self-actualization tend to be some of the happiest and most fulfilled people you'll ever meet. By the same token, repressed individuals tend to live with varying degrees of shame, unhappiness, or even self-loathing. In fact, repressed individuals often strike back at society through violence or criminal activity when the frustration gets too high. The beautiful thing about relationships at their best is that it's within the bounds of true intimacy, where individuals are free to be completely self-expressed, accepted, and even protected. One of the great ironies in the human experience is that there may be no greater force to bring two people together than true radical authenticity. People who are free and make no apologies for themselves are seen as powerful and compelling. Even when two parties are totally at odds with one another, nothing has the power to reunite them more beautifully than raw vulnerability when expressed without attack. 10. Overvaluing certainty or failing to embrace change. There is only one constant in life: change is inevitable. The old joke is that women marry men thinking they'll change him. Men marry women thinking they'll never change. Somehow they both end up being wrong. The truth of the matter is that over the course of a lifetime, you will learn things, make new distinctions, and further clarify your values and beliefs. You can either grow apart slowly over time, or you can honor one another's journey. Find the common ground and do your best to expand it whenever possible. No one says you and your partner have to be of one mind on every possible issue. But you can be of one heart if you simply love them for who they are and who they are on the way to becoming. Everyone is bound to change over time, but no one wants to be changed or feel pressured to conform. If you don't want it done to you, don't do it to your partner. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with friends. Subscribe for more content like this and check out our other videos. Thanks for watching and see you on the other video.